What's up, everybody? It's not about me, it's about the content, and I'm about to deliver a lot of content to you, so I didn't want anything in the way, all right? Before I get started, I want to share something that actually was not in my talk that happened this morning before I got in the car to come over here. I was on an online auction because one of my business competitors went out of business, and so all of her stuff was up for sale. 18 years in business, and all of this equipment being sold for pennies on the dollar. Now you would think like great news for me, right? But actually on the drive over here, I was feeling kind of down and kind of sad. And I was like, why? Because I realized that could happen to me. It could happen to any of us. If we don't adapt and adjust and use the tools that we have, because a lot of people say only the strong survive. That's actually a misquote. It's actually the species that adapts and adjusts is the species that survives. So I hope to share with you guys some tools that will help you adapt and adjust to the very quickly changing environment of AI so that you don't go out of business, so that you survive. Not only that, but so that you thrive. Let's see. All right, so today I'm gonna talk to you about being omnipresent on social media. How to be everywhere, every day, all at once. But not in an overwhelming way, because we're going to leverage AI and automation tools to make it super easy for you. I know a lot of you may be thinking right now, well, is it really important that I be on social media? I mean, maybe it's just a fad, maybe it's a waste of time. But I want to share something with you. Who remembers the Yellow Pages? Raise your hand. All right. In 1990, if your business wasn't in the phone book, you practically didn't exist, right? And then what happened? Search engines came along. Is anybody in the Yellow Pages right now in this room? It went extinct. Well, now we go to search engines, but something is happening, something is shifting, and I want you guys to be ahead of the curve. People are starting to turn to social media apps before search engines these days. So you need to position your business in the right place. In fact, here's the data to support it. 24% of people now use social media as a primary search tool. And I researched it. We had a young lady come in our store. We always ask people, how'd you hear about us? And she said, TikTok. I was like, oh, interesting. So the mindset is, if I can go to social media and get exposure to your brand and how you feel and experience you versus just a bunch of search engine listings, which the first half of the page is sponsored ads now, people don't trust sponsored ads, that's what's happening. 18% use both social media and traditional search engines, and there is actually a 25% decline in Google search usage between Gen Z and Gen X. So what do you do with this information? I'm telling you to be all over social media, right? It sounds super overwhelming, and a lot of you are thinking, well, I don't have the money, don't have the resources, or I don't have the time. And I used to think the same way. It wasn't that important to me. It wasn't on my radar. But then about 10 years ago, our business was really struggling. On the surface, it looked great, but we weren't profitable. Very thin margins. In some years, we were losing money. And then we got slapped with a lawsuit. So on top of not having money, we got buried in hundreds and thousands of dollars in legal fees. So my back was against the wall and I had to figure out how to get out of this situation. That's when I turned to marketing automation. And I started out with email marketing and then social media, and I figured out how to do more with less because I had to. And that's what saved our business. And not only that, but we were able to almost double with half the staff. And I've started other businesses since then. In fact, we have one business that we started just a couple of years ago that's now 4 times in size without adding any staff, because we've been able to, we go into it with an automation first mindset. So I'm going to share with you guys how to do some of that today. And I'm going to give you the easy button because I do not want you to feel overwhelmed. This is extremely easy if you do what I'm going to show you today. You're going to want to pull out your phones. Go ahead and get your camera on. I'm going to give you a warning. This is not a TED Talk. This is content heavy. So you're going to want to take pictures of these slides because I'm going to go fast. Jason only gave me 15 minutes. All right, so first of all, we love AI. I mean, Randy did a great job explaining to us about ChatGPT. It has the whole knowledge of the internet, plus it has the language learning, the math behind it. You can get great results using ChatGPT right out of the box. But please don't do that. How many of us has been on like LinkedIn and you can tell when somebody used ChatGPT? I mean, it's just got perfect title text and all these emojis. It's a dead giveaway. So the way to make it powerful is to back it up with your writing and speaking style, your values, background, goals, and interests, and your actual stories and experiences. And I'm going to show you how to do that. First step, teach ChatGPT about you and your business. You're going to need the paid version to do this, but enter this prompt. Read the website, .com, so fill in the blank here with your URL, and provide a description of the business. Then ChatGPT will go and search the web, and it's going to give you, it did this for my company, Zeus's Closet. It gave a description of the business, it scoured my website, and gave a description that's better than what we had written on there. And you can have some fun with this. You can even say, oh, describe my business using Gen Z slang, or describe it like a boomer would say it. So you can really tweak the language output. And then you're gonna go up to your profile, click on Customize ChatGPT, and that's going to open your custom instructions box. And so you're going to put your description of your business in that top box, but add to it. My name is so-and-so. I'm the CEO of this company. My company does X. Give it your unique value propositions. Give it your mission, your core values. Fill up all 1,500 characters with as much as you can about your company, because the more your ChatGPT knows about you and your brand, the better it's going to craft its responses. That makes sense? Then step 2, you are going to train ChatGPT on your writing and speaking style. And this can be either you as a person, or it can be your brand voice. So you're going to use this prompt. So go back into your chat. I'm going to feed you some excerpts from my writing and speaking, and I want you to analyze my writing and speaking style. Then I want you to craft a prompt for my custom instructions. Do you understand? So then go out and get every example that you can of your authentic voice. This could be social media posts that you've written. It could be articles that you've written. If you've written a book, if you've given speeches and you get the transcript, feed ChatGPT as many examples as you can of your writing and speaking style. This is an example of what it gave me back as to my writing and speaking style. Your writing and speaking is gleaned from the provided excerpts, is engaging, motivational, highly relatable, blah, blah, blah. It's very flattering. And then now I go back in this same chat and I say, great, now write the custom instructions for ChatGPT to emulate my writing and speaking style. So I'm telling ChatGPT to give me instructions for ChatGPT, okay? And then this is the output it gave me over here. So to emulate your speaking style, ChatGPT should adopt a narrative that is both engaging and reflective, blah, blah, blah. So I'm gonna copy that, go back to my custom instructions, and in that bottom box where it says, how would you like your ChatGPT to respond? That's where I'm gonna put that description, starting with respond in my voice based on this description. And then I paste it in. Everybody with me here? Is this making sense? Okay. Now, ChatGPT will also give you some pointers over here. Again, fill up the space with as much as you can. The more content you give it, the better it's gonna shape your responses. So fill out both of these areas. Yes, take a picture of this. If there's anything you should do, the first thing you should do when you get back to your computer is this right here, because this is the foundation of everything we're about to go through. All right, now that you have your ChatGPT customized, I'm gonna teach you how to look like you have a big PR media team, even when you really have no budget and no time. And I got the inspiration from this guy. A couple of years ago, I had a chance to interview Gary Vee. How many people in here are familiar with Gary Vaynerchuk? All right, so he's well known. Now, you guys know Gary will be like, if you're not posting on TikTok 6 times a day and on Instagram 10 times a day, then what are you doing with yourself? And I was like, so in this interview, which was in 2021, so this was pre-ChatGPT, right? So we didn't have a lot of these tools. I was like, Gary, what if you're a small business owner and you don't have time to do this? So you know what Gary's answer was? He said, stop prioritizing dumb shit. That was literally his answer. I was looking for something a bit more tactical from Gary. Well, since he didn't give it to me, I set out to build my own tactical approach to it. So what I'm gonna teach you guys is how to execute all of this, and I got about 5 minutes to do it. This is one of my favorite hacks because first you need to start with content that your target market actually cares about. How many people have actually heard of helpareporter.com, Haro? Okay, we got a few hands in here. All right, so if Help a Reporter is journalists who are looking to write stories, so they're looking to be matched with subject matter experts. You guys are the subject matter experts in your respective fields. It's kind of like Tinder for journalists. When you sign up at helpareporter.com, which is free, you're gonna choose topics where you have expertise, and then you're gonna see queries from journalists that are looking to write stories. So here's an example of one query where it says, seeking business owners and agencies who have successfully scaled using AI. So I figured, oh, okay, well, I fit that. Let me copy this query right here. I go back to my ChatGPT, which is tailored in my voice, and I use this prompt. I tell my ChatGPT, hey, write a pitch for this Haro query for me, and then I paste in the Haro query, and then here's the important thing. I give it actual examples and experiences from my own life that I have actually done. Because otherwise, ChatGPT will make things up. This is very important. It's called hallucinating. So make sure you put in your personal anecdotes, your experiences, and your viewpoints under that. So here's how I did that. And it doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be grammatically correct. I was just like, yeah, we use AI to help with written video, social media content. We publish ChatGPT W Business in 90 days. We also create custom GPTs. And then ChatGPT wrote this email for me. 100% ChatGPT wrote this pitch. I sent it to the journalist, and she responded back, great. Now this is in my voice because remember, my ChatGPT is trained on my voice. Now, every journalist is not gonna respond in the positive. In fact, a lot of them you won't hear back from. I hear back from about half of them. But you know what? I don't care. Why don't I care? Because now I have content that I know people care about. So I'm gonna write the article anyway, whether I hear back from the journalist or not. So this is what we're gonna do. Great, now act as an expert copywriter, write the full article for this query, being sure to use my voice in my writing style. Imagine that your article will appear in popular business publications. So then ChatGPT gave me this article. This is all written by ChatGPT. Scaling your business with AI, how we achieve daily content in 15 minutes. I take that article, run it through an AI content detector, and this came back as 100% human-generated content, even though ChatGPT wrote it. Because my ChatGPT is tailored to think and to speak like me because of what we did at the beginning of this, all right? And then I run it through a plagiarism detector. This is very important because where does ChatGPT get its information? From the whole internet, everything that's been written before. So there's a chance you might be plagiarizing somebody. You wanna make sure you don't do that. This content came back as 92% unique and 8% plagiarized. So I can just, and it tells me exactly what was plagiarized so I can change that. So now that we have our written content, you have your article that you wrote for Haro, whether you submit it or not, you can use different prompts to make this a blog post, an email newsletter, LinkedIn article, Medium. Oh, by the way, down at the bottom, if you go to ethanking.com/prompts, that's just a link to a Google spreadsheet. There's no like email sign up or anything. It's just a shortcut to a Google spreadsheet where I have all of these prompts so you guys can copy and paste them. It's completely free for you guys. So now you have your long form content, and now you can do your short form content, written content from that. So you tell ChatGPT, extract good tweets from the article's blog and newsletter above. You're in the same chat thread, all right? Is this making sense? So it gives you tweets, and I'm telling it how I want it to shape those tweets. Now I can tell it to write video scripts for me. So we're going from written content to video content. Here's an example, a solo video prompt. I would now like to record some long form video content about this subject for my YouTube, act as a YouTube expert and write a title script and thumbnail idea that will result in more clicks, views, and retentions. You can take that script and then you can record your own video. If you're uncomfortable doing that, try this interview style video prompt. How many of us are comfortable going out to lunch with a friend and having a glass of wine and just talking and we answer questions back and forth? Make ChatGPT your wine buddy and just set up a camera and answer questions about your realm of expertise using this prompt right here. And once you have a script, this is an example of a YouTube script that ChatGPT wrote for me. Again, all I did was do that one prompt. Now I could just follow this for my YouTube channel. If you're uncomfortable talking on camera, how many of us are? I mean, I know I have been too. Like, just face it, it's weird to just be looking at an object, right? Use a teleprompter app like BigView, and it will put the script right over near the lens, and all you have to do is read, and then you have a video. Or you can, there's another app called Pictory.
Maximizing success. The 6 dimensions of health and well-being for entrepreneurs. As an entrepreneur, I've learned that true success isn't just about financial wealth. It's about achieving richness in every area of life.
Okay, so what I did here, if you go to Pictory.ai, you can try it out for free. That same script that you have from ChatGPT, all you have to do is copy and paste it, and Pictory will create the video for you. It adds the voice, it adds the B-roll footage. Now, you can later go in and switch it out, but if you just want quick content, this is a super easy way to get it, and you can have content for your YouTube channel. Now that you have video, who in here has a podcast? Anybody podcasting? Okay. Of course you are, Gene. Gene has an awesome podcast, by the way. Quickest and dirtiest way to get a podcast is to strip the audio from your video, and now you have a podcast. That's all a podcast is audio. You can use an app called, it's not an app, it's just a website, Auphonic.com. This is free. They give you like 2 hours free each month. You drop your video file in there, it'll suck out the audio, and now you have a podcast. But what's the most engaging type of content? Short form video, by the longest, by more than double, is more engaging on social media than all other content. So here's how you get your short form video content. You take that YouTube video that you have, you copy and paste the link into Opus Clip, and it will automatically, using AI, chop up your long video into short TikTok-sized videos. TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, so 30 seconds to a minute. It does it all by itself using AI, and it calculates the likelihood of your clips going viral. It gives them a score. You see this 99 up here? So if you scroll down this page, it ranks and tells you the likelihood of your clip going viral. And you can scan this and try out Opus. And you can even sync up your social media accounts, and with one click, you can push out those clips to your social media channels. So then, if you don't want to use Opus, you could go to later.com and put all of your content in a library and auto post to all of these: YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest. This is an example of my later. Notice over here we have a library, a content repository, and then you can just drag out your posts onto your calendar, and it'll auto post at the day and time that you pull it out. So you can literally sit down and schedule a whole month's worth of content in a few minutes. So this is it. All right, this is the recap of everything we've done. So get a picture of this so you can always refer back to it. Optimize your ChatGPT instructions, have ChatGPT write your long form content, upload your video to YouTube, extract the audio, use Opus to chop up your video, have ChatGPT transcribe it to write your captions, and then load your videos into later.com or your preferred scheduling app. And we have went through all of this, and I promise you, if you apply yourself, you can go through this, and you can do this in about an average of 15 minutes a day, and you don't have to spend all of your time on social media. All right, so I beg you guys to please do this, because I want you guys to continue to survive and thrive. The time is here, the tools are here, the time is now, and you guys can do this. Your brand deserves to be heard. You need to be every day, everywhere, every day, all at once, and give your brand the exposure that it deserves. Thank you.